mean, you take the box out here. I'll do one casket on the floor, and then you go and clean out. Take that man. When they carry, you're not going to mix it up. You go straight in. One way, right? You're going to start at 3. And you start at Ashwin. So we wait for the voice to come. Because he's saying, Amal Gotra, Phoolmathie Sukdeo, Visranto Bhuta Namna, Rudra Devato, Va Eshata Purno Maya, Yete, Navopati, chanting now. Now, when are you going to watch? They all here?
Yeah, just wait for the
Yeah, let them be ready. Yeah, he was guys with it. Right? Now, let's wait for that. Ram Nam Satya Hai, Ram Satya Hai, Ram Nam Satya Hai.
You must decide myself. One, two, three, just go.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello, Sri Krishna, Jai Mata Di. We have assembled on a very sad note, and today in the Sukdeo family, we have lost a very, very senior person by the name of the late Phoolmathie. And if you look at the coffin and near it, you see there's lots of flowers even in the hall. So Phool refers to flower. Right? And Phoolmathie, when she grew from 1929, she went on to 95 on 27th of July 2024. So, amongst us, we consider Phoolmathie to be a stalwart. She was a great leader. In that family, she was the senior. And as I was coming to the crematorium, I was talking to one of Ashwin's cousins who lived next to me for many years, Manjula. And she told me about the type of person Phoolmathie was. Phoolmathie was a very hard-working person. Those people who were hard-working, those people who ate the correct foods, they lived a long life. And they kept themselves, their temperament, calm and peaceful. In today's fast world, many of us are suffering from stress and depression. I know Phoolmathie for a long time, and always when I met her, she was a very humble and peaceful and loving person. She was filled, I'm using this term which one of my friends used to use, she was filled with the milk of human kindness. She was filled with the milk of human kindness. That is what God wants us to be. All of us here have the ability to be kind, loving, caring, and good. Phoolmathie lived up to these expectations. When she lived in Alpine Road in that house was a hub of activity. There were so many people there, including all the children. Later, however, she moved on in her life and she moved to other places. And finally, she lived with her eldest daughter, Anita. That's that. And how I know this Phoolmathie, she used to come to the SSR's Monday from the time I went there till around about 2002. It's just that after when she got sick, she was unable to walk. She probably was around 92, 93 at that time. Then she stopped coming. But she was still fit and well. She only got sick towards the latter part of a couple of months and went by. But if I tell you, on the 22nd of July, she was standing and she cut that cake for the 95th birthday, and she also blew the candles. I picture on my phone. Yet many of us who are much younger, we are in the 60s, we are 50s, if someone tells us to do something, we are not prepared to what? We are not prepared to do. But look at Phoolmathie, what an example she is. She's a sterling example. Your seated here is her son Ashwin and all the daughters. And from the time she got very seriously ill, besides being on a birthday, they were there at the house from that time. I know. So we are celebrating the life of Phoolmathie. I don't like to use that word, but in this case I have to use it. We are celebrating the fact that she lived for 95 years. And she set up standards that we cannot match. She set a standard which would be hard for us to endure. She set the bar so high we can't jump over it. So let's take a leap out of Phoolmathie's life and let's try to live our life by being good human beings. Let us do good and be good. Like Swami Shivananda said, be good, do good. It is worthless we doing all sorts of things and we cannot be good to all other creatures of God, including human beings. You must be good to all. Ladies and gentlemen, a little later, I'm allowing some speakers to come on now. A little later I'll be doing the pindas inside in the antechamber of the approach time methods. But at that time, I will be telling you a little bit about the soul, which I can do now. I'll just quickly go on with that. Remember that in the case of Phoolmathie, her body is lying in state here, but her soul is alive and well. We have only lost her body. She, as far as we are concerned, her soul is intact, it's going towards Paramatma, who's going to decide upon where she's going to go next. And by the way that she lived her life on earth, in my opinion, I can virtually perceive that she's going to be near the Ganges in India, where she can be doing all the pujas and everything. Her wish will be granted. So if you've got elderly people in your house, they are living, please look after them, give them the care that they deserve. As you know, in our religion it says, Mata, Pita, Guru, Devam. Mother comes first. Pita is a father. Guru is third. And God comes after that. When God sees that you are respecting the first three, Mata, Pita and Guru, then God will look after you. Then children, I'm calling upon Praveen. He's going to come and give his part of his eulogy on behalf of Phoolmathie, and then thereafter I'll tell you who's going to come next, right?
Namaste everyone, Jai Shri Ram. Ladies and gentlemen, families and friends. We are here today to say goodbye, but also, as Panditji said, we're also here today to celebrate a great life. My name is Praveen Balgovin. I'm the nephew of Phoolmathie, but we lovingly call her Boji. That's what everyone called her. So that's what we all called her throughout our life. Boji graced this world for 95 years, and as we come together in this moment of reflection and remembrance, we honor not only the years that she spent with us, but also the countless lives that she's touched during her life. She was born on the 22nd of July, 1929 in December. Boji came into this world that is vastly different from what we are at today. She witnessed a lot of things during her lifetime, from wars to peace treaties, and she was a huge fan of the royal family. And I'm led to believe that she actually met the Queen as well at Curry's Fountain. And it was her hobby to actually collect whatever she could of the royal family. In 1949, Boji married Sukdeo, who we lovingly call Bhaiya, and together they had 5 lovely children: Anita, Lala, Veena, Nurpa, and Ashwin. Boji was also lucky enough to see numerous grandchildren and great-grandchildren. For this, she was blessed. She saw all her children get married, and she saw all the grandchildren get through life as well. Of Alpine Road, we grew up in a very traditional Indian family where we all stayed together, and Boji was the respected elder of our family. She was always very calm, cool, and full of advice when we needed it. She took care of all the children, no matter where we came from and who was our parents. She took care of all of us. She was our first mother. On a personal note, I was her son that went to the shop for her. She used to give me 20 cents every day to get a half of loaf of brown bread, and the 2 cents change was for me to have sweets. And I also remember, and I was telling this to my kids on Friday night, that the very first jersey I owned for school was knitted by Boji. So a lot of my cousins don't know this. So she was doing this secretly for me because I used to go to shop for her. So every night she would call me, she would take a measurement, and then in the night she had a knitting machine in her room and she would knit. all right, and you'd hear her knit, and then eventually when she did knit it, and I had this jersey, I guess I got a lot of questions as to where I got the jersey. Boji taught us the importance of kindness, compassion, and the power of a gentle smile. As we reflect on Boji's incredible journey, let's not dwell solely on the sorrow of loss, but also let's celebrate of the joy of having such a remarkable person. Her spirit will forever live. Her spirit will forever live in the hearts of all of us and through her children and grandchildren. Let us honor her and embody the values that she stood for, which was kindness and generosity. In closing, I invite all of you to remember Boji not just for the years she spent, but for the love she gave and the lives she enriched. And to all my cousins, all our prayers, thoughts and blessings are with you as you get through these difficult times. Thank you very much, and Jai Shri Ram.
Ravi, thank you for those words that came from your heart, because when you mentioned about that 20 cents or whatever for the bread, I remember I used to go to shop, and for the halfpenny I used to get the big toffee, and I used to look forward to that. So imagine your memory of Bojina, right? Good. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we've got two other speakers, so I don't want to take your time up. I'm calling upon Namita Gajaraj. She got a recording and she's going to play it. I hope you can listen to it. Okay? And while she's coming up, I just want to tell you, Manjula also told me about Boji. She used to make, Phoolmathie used to make lovely parties, and she used to deliver it wherever she had to and come back home. In fact, that home in Yamba, I went and I've been there with Manjula and I saw that place. Right? Right. You're going to play them. Right. Adil is playing it on behalf of Navita, who put this together. Okay?
To say a few words on behalf of someone who was part of your everyday life for as long as you can remember, that task becomes even more poignant and heart-piercing. Hence I decided to record my speech because I know for certain I would never be able to stand here and not let my emotions get the better of me. So where do I start? My Nani lived to the ripe old age of 95, an age that very few people get to see. Everyone who knew her from young to old became drawn to her for reasons aplenty. But I think the one standout reason was her ability to mesmerize you by her art of storytelling. Now I'm not talking about reading fairy tales or snippets from a book, but her real life experiences. That is, her transition young girl to getting married, to being the eldest daughter-in-law among 5, adapting to shouldering the responsibilities of an extended family with the 5 Sukdeo brothers, their spouses and sets of children. Now, when my mom and her siblings shared experiences of their childhood days, I just wished an integral part of their happiness was, of course, in the hands of their mother, my Nani, also known as Pauji to many of you, or Barki to my Nana, Papli to her siblings, and her most recently acquired name by the Gajaraj grandkids was, of course, Fat Nani. It's almost 25 years now that we all affectionately call her that, and she simply loved it. Nani was an absolute avid reader, and arts and craft was her forte. Up until she was able to, she would sew, hand stitch, embroider, cut out paper clippings of important historical events, stick them in a book or keep a file. Nani just always kept herself busy. The past 30 years or so was such a blessing to have her in our home, a place we aptly call Gajraja Shivad. She brought with her a plethora of stories from the years gone by. Her memory was impeccable, might I add, her expressions unmatchable. I'm so glad I spent times recording her on my cell phone, and how she loved sharing her experiences from yesteryear with me. We will all miss that Nani. Now, I will have no one to transport me back to the era where everything was so simple, where family values and unity was key. Nani, today as we bid farewell to a matriarch, I just want you to know that I will forever treasure our chats, lessons and ideas you shared with me and everyone at home. You put up a fight, but as you always used to tell me, it's our kismet and only God knows what He does. And God definitely knew what He was doing when He couldn't see your health deteriorating day by day. So He called you to rest by His side. Rest well, Nani. You served us well. Fly high with the birds you fed every day, and rest assured that Mummy and I will continue feeding them for you from this day forth. May your soul attain the highest of moksha. We love and will miss you so much. I want to end this by playing a few of those recordings that are made with Nani. Take a listen.
In small, on her parents died, she had to look after the children like a mother. She looked after them like a mother.
You should listen to her songs.
She never wanted to educate herself, but she stayed behind her mother to look
Do
after.
you know she was your age, Nani?
Huh?
She was your age?
Yeah.
She was born in September 1929.
Yeah, I was born
July.
July 1929. Yeah.
So you're like your big sister.
I was a big sister. Yeah. She was very nice. She would make herself only in a white sari. She should like the white sari only. And there are three sisters. Yeah, three sisters. I know that Usha Mangesh, another one Mangesh. Asha Mangesh, yeah. The three sisters. But Lata Mangesh was one up. Singing, she was singing every film. She was a singer, one up sari. Yeah. But she never get married. She said she will never get married. She became like a mother of the children. She looked after them.
She passed away, Nani, on Sunday.
Sunday. Sunday.
I saw the video. I'll show you, right?
Not people.
A lot. The whole of India.
All lectures about the day. Yeah, Amita Beja and what it was. Yeah.
Though life during lockdown has become frustrating for many, for some folks it hasn't changed much. Well, maybe just a few minor adjustments. Take, for example, my 91-year-old grandmother who lives with us at home. I caught up with her this morning, and what an absolute insightful chat we did indeed have. Incidentally, Gran was just 10 years old when World War II started in 1939. By the time the war had ended, 6 years later, she was deemed to be of marriageable age. Born in July 1929, I obviously was curious to know if she had experienced anything of this nature in the past 91 years.
No, I never experienced anything like this. Like I am in the jail now.
You in the jail?
In the jail. Closed up.
No, you're not feeling like you're in the jail. Because?
Not nothing. Yes. I visited the very Nobody must come and visit me. I see my children. But if I don't go, I have to put my mask. Then I must
No, you can't go to visit anybody.
You
You can't. We are on a lockdown. After my in-depth explanation of the term lockdown, Granny was good to continue with our chat. So what exactly does she do to keep herself occupied during the lockdown?
I do my often like something like so this and that. But if I feel heavy, I take my cup. Plus I got my tablet. Ask my tablet, I take it at moment. And I'm in my room. I'm doing sewing. I'm doing anything in my room. I'm not going outside. I don't even go outside to see how the yard is.
Well, that's about much of what she does every other day, even prior to lockdown. Apart from fiddling with the aerial on her almost 3-decade-old radio, which she will not discard till it sees its end days, she also tops up on airtime and dials some digits. I guess now she does that more than ever because of the current situation we find ourselves in.
What my own self wants, when I have to phone, I phone. When they have to phone for me, they phone. Yeah. Even they phone their family, I can talk to their phone on this. I don't go outside.
Now, like myself, my grandmother is also asthmatic. She's battled the respiratory disease for as long as I can remember. But even in these drastic times, she makes sure she has all the necessary medication on hand.
So my daughter phoned the chemist. The chemist, she tells what I need, and they said that the driver with my account, how much it is worth. They said that.
Now, as we all continue to battle this debilitating virus, I asked Gran what the first thing was she wanted to do when all this was over, and was quite surprised by her answer.
I don't need to go in a yard looking about right. I'm missing my yard. I'm missing all the plant to see.
And there I was expecting her to say something like, I want to go on a long drive or enjoy some spicy takeout, the favorite food by the way. Well, maybe to get out this, let's just see brighter days, when normality is once again the norm. At least Granny can tell everyone about how when she was 91, she'd experienced some jail time, and the equivalent to being on lockdown. Until then, she does have some wise words for all of us.
We can fight this virus together. Stay home and stay safe.
For SABC News, I'm Rebecca George from Lockdown with Red in German.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Navita Rajraj, whose Nani that she spoke about, and because she was always there with Nani, that we had, the COVID, before that was HIV, then we came to a state where we were in lockdown, but she surpassed all these things. And the reason being that Nani was a very hard-working person. She believed in karma yoga. Lord Krishna talks to Arjuna about performing your duty without your eyes being focused on the end results. And that is exactly what she did. In chapter 18, verse number 7, Lord Krishna says, prescribed duty should never be renounced. Now, if you notice that Praveen had told us, she didn't care whose child it was. Every child was a care child. So what I'm saying is, prescribed duties means that you are, even she said about, I like to go outside and look at the plants. I like to look at the creation of God. So all that we are supposed to worry about. So as a human being, besides being good to human beings, you're supposed to be good to the environment. Now anyway, having said that, we got the last speaker before we'll do some chanting. And this speaker is another of Ashwin's cousin, and it is Yash Suku. So Yash Suku, you can come up, and he's going to tell you about his experiences.
Grandson.
Yes, grandson. Oh, this is a grandson.
Yes.
So he's going to do his grandson.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you all for gathering here today to commemorate the remarkable life of my Nani. My name is Yash, and I am one of the many grandchildren of Nani. At 95 years old, she was a pillar of strength, wisdom, and love in our family. Nani was more than just a matriarch. She was our guide, our confidant, and our inspiration. Born nearly a century ago, she witnessed incredible changes in the world and adapted to each with grace and resilience. The stories of the past were not just tales of history, but lessons of perseverance and courage. Her life was a testament to the values she held dear: hard work, kindness, and unwavering support for those she loved. She had an extraordinary ability to make everyone feel special, always taking the time to listen and offer her sage advice. Whether it was through her delicious cooking, her warm hugs, or her wise words, she had a unique way of showing her love. Nani's legacy is not just in the memories we hold, but in the values she instilled in us. She taught us the importance of family, the strength of community, and the power of love. Her spirit lives on in each of us, guiding us to be better, kinder, and stronger individuals. As we reflect on her life, let us just remember the joy she brought in our lives, the lessons she taught us, and the love she shared so generously. Though she may no longer be with us, her spirit will always remain in our hearts. Thank you, Nani, for everything. We love you and we will miss you dearly.
Ladies and gentlemen, you notice that just like Praveen, this also came from Yash's heart. And I just want to say this to you. There are many people seated here in the audience who want to say something. There are many people who are seated here, they want to say some good things about Nani. So, before I continue, if you have something to say, you can come up and you can say it. There's no problem. But at the same time, I'm sure when the speakers were speaking, in your heart, in your mind, you were saying, that is so true. That is definitely so. She was like that. Right? So, from what we can see, we couldn't find any flaws with Phoolmathie. She's just like a beautiful flower. But God allowed her to bloom till the ripe old age of 95 before He could pluck her away. I just want to say to you that we got some time now. I'll do some chanting, but I will say this. When we are good people, when we are pious, when we are virtuous, then we are going toward the heavenly abode. In our scriptures, it tells us that there are 3 gates to the heavenly regions. And they are the north, east, and the west. So whatever good you do on earth, you will enter the heavenly abode through the north, east, or western gates. But If you are a person who is doing anything that is nonsensical, anything that is not supposed to be like a human being, then you are going to enter through the southern gate. The southern gate leads to 7 hells, while the northeast and west gates leads to 7 heavens. So it's left to you now. Taking Phoolmathie as an example, in my opinion, I know that she will enter on any one of those northeast or western gates. That I can guarantee. From whatever I heard and the way she lived, and the life that the purpose that she lived her life with, that every child was counted, every relative of her was counted. And that is how we're supposed to live. Right? Now, just to go through this, before I do that, I'll do some chanting. I hope you don't mind chanting with me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari. He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari. He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari. He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 I'm reading a verse from Garud Puran. Bhagavan Deva Deveshe Sharana Gatsa Vatsala Asare Ghora Sansare Sarva Dukha Malimase Nana Vida Sharirasta Ananta Jiva Rashaya Jayante Cha Mriyante Cha Tesha Manto Na Vidyate Sada Nasuki Vidyate Pache Kemapayen Mokshesha Mujjante Padame Prabhu. So this verse in the Gazal Quran means the soul is talking to God. O Lord, the sustainer of all beings, in this world enveloped by the darkness of suffering, beings come in different bodily forms and they live. There seems to be no end. Beings are always suffering. Even if you look at your own self, you consider that the time that you are living on earth, there is more suffering than pleasure. Show us the way by which man may be liberated and attain moksha. Now, Phoolmathie had this wish of attaining moksha. At the age of around 92 or 93, she used to walk to the temple. She used to come into the portals of the mandir. She is led by example. When we want to be a good leader, we must follow first. So let's follow in the footsteps of a great person like Phoolmathie. Then we can lead later. Right? The next verse I'm reading to you is from the Quran. Chataru sati laksheshu sharireshu sharirinam namanushyan vinanyatra tatra jnanam na labhyate atra janma sahasranam sahasrerapi kotibhi kadachil labhate jantur manusham punya sanchaya. Now in this verse, it says that we could have been born in 8,400,000 species. That is a 7-digit number. 8, then you get 400, and then you get another 3 zeros. It's a 7-digit number. But if God gave us a human being, we are the highest amongst the creation. If you look at the cell phone, we are right on top. The rest of the other creatures are below us. So what does that mean for us? Now we are on a launching pad, and from here we can enter the heavenly regions. But many of us, what we are doing? We are touching the straws and throwing away the gems. Because in our mind, instead of having peace, calmness, a charitable nature, caring and giving like Phoolmathie, we are showing jealousy, anger, hatred. Now, the example by which Phoolmathie lived means that if we want to get moksha, we want to go to the abode of God, we have to lead our life properly. Because we are the highest amongst the creation. A human birth is a gift from God. Right? Then it says, in no other birth can the knowledge for liberation be gained. If you take a dog, if you take a whale, if you take a dolphin, all these are close to human beings, by the way. Right? You don't get the knowledge for liberation as in the human body. The other day I was reading about a dolphin, what it did. They are so intelligent, but yet they are close to human beings. They are wishing how nice if I can be a human being in my next life. After countless births and transmigrations, by the merit of virtues that I accumulated, remember, you came from a number of births in the past. You did some wrong things there and some good things. All that baggage you are carrying until you come to this level. Now what you must do is, you must shed your baggage, shed all the badness, only carry the good. Like a ship when it's sinking, the captain says, throw things out. Let's make the ship light. See, like that you too must be like that. Right? One may only attain a human birth after doing numerous good acts. Therefore, the human being should always perform good and dharmic actions. Let us learn from Bhauji. I'm using another word for Phoolmathie now. I learned it here now. What a nice name, Bhauji. You know, for the big daughter now, we used to call Bhauji now, right? And I remember I used to call my big sister Bhauji as well. Right, so for Bhauji, we are saying that we got a few minutes left. In this, I'm just going to do one more verse now, because in a short while we're going to go into the antechamber, right? Now, in this verse, it says how this karmic actions affects you. Alright? Shariram yad avapnoti yad chapye utramatishvaraha krikate tani samyati vayugandhan avashya. The living entity in the material world carries its different conceptions of life from one body to another as the air carries the aromas. Now just now I alluded to the fact that it came from a number of lives in the past. So just like how the flower wafts off the fragrance and it comes to you, just like that you are carrying that fragrance from one body to another. Thus he takes one kind of body and again quits it to take another. You are giving up one body, your soul is going into another body. You're giving up that body, it's going into another body. Right? But the worst thing is, if you do nonsense now, you can be born in the darkness of the ocean, where the creatures haven't been discovered by the scientists. Now that's the worst form of death, the birth you can take, because nobody will be able to see you. So always do good, be good and do good. Right. With that, I'm going to conclude my talk now. I'm just going to give the family members a few moments. They can go there, and thereafter we will take the coffin into the antechamber, because it's coming to around 5 to 4 now. So I have to do the last part of the rites there. By the way, this is called Anteshti Sanskar, the last rites. From the time we are born to the time we die, we do 16 sanskars. But many people don't follow that. One of them in between is Vivah Sanskar, when we get married. Then when the children are born, you are supposed to do those things. Anyway, we're going to do the last rites for Phoolmathie. We're going to go into antechamber. Alright. I've been told that cremation is at 4:30. However, as I said to you, that if you would like to say something, I invite you to come over, then you can say it, right? We can see some people are coming in a bit late, but I've been told by the people in the antechamber that they are ready for us at 4:15. So if we don't want to just delay the process from happening, so having done that, we're going to move into the antechamber in a short while, right? But what we can do now is, I'm going to just tell you a little bit about the pindas. Alright, the pindas are offered on the funeral day. There are 6. When I was in the house, I offered 3 there. Many of you must have seen me out there at the entrance. I offered 1 there, and I got 2 more to offer in the antechamber. Then the Mahapatra does another 10. Okay? Now, just to inform you so that you don't get confused, we are following Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana Dharma of Sabha of South Africa is advocating that we do it this way. When this is done, then what we do is, we do another pinda for every month. But it's not going on every month, it goes on 15 days, 1 month, 1.5 months, like that. And by the time it comes to 6 months, you would have offered 9. So therefore, for convenience, on the 6th month you offer 9. Right? And then in the yearly one, we offer 7. So that makes 16. So this 6 for today and the 10 that the Mahapatra is going to do on the 13th will make 16. Then when I go to the house on the 16th of August, I'll be offering another 16. And during the course of the year, we will offer 9 plus 7, which makes 16. So that is a perspective from the Sanatana Dharma Sabha of South Africa. Now, if people are in that, following that Dharma, then they have to do this. Now, I heard of cases where people were following this Sanatana Dharma, but they took a shortcut. They decided to just take 3-day Havan and just forget about it. Now what I can say is, the person will bring the Shraddha, he starts suffering. There are a number of cases where it happened. So therefore I said, when we are advising you what to do, you must do it according to what we are saying. Right, that's number one. Number two is, I just where Mahapatra Pradeep Somi is going to do, and it will be on the Tuesday 13th of August. But generally that is for the close family members who have been observing the fast. However, the 13th day when all of you are invited is going to be held at 7 Savara, right? And it will be early in the morning that I'll be there. And we're going to do that Shraddha on the 16th of August. Alright, so while I've told you about that, don't forget the date that I mentioned now. Right? Also, on behalf of this family, Ashwin mentioned this to me, and I'm mentioning it to you. He is very, very thankful to so many of you all who have come to their, I won't say rescue, but you've been with them. You've been with them from the time she celebrated her birthday, from the time she got killed. Many people were there with her. So he says he want to, on behalf of his family, thank every one of you. And if you did anything that made this possible, where we are bidding a farewell and so farewell, wishing her Sadgati, peace and goodwill, then he's very thankful for it. Now there's a recording there. It's coming live now, and he's going to do it from New Zealand, and that's Aman. So Aman is Abhi's brother now. I'm going to put him as another grandchild, and eldest, right, a grandchild from the Vajra family, and this is his mom, right? So he's going to take it. That's Aman Vajra, right?
Namaste, Jai Shri Krishna. Can you? Is it good? Is the sound quality good? Can you hear? All right. I'd like to introduce myself. I think everyone knows me. My name is Aman Gajraj. I currently reside in New Zealand. It's 2 in the morning, Monday morning, and watching everybody speak. Such good, they are so pure and so good and so, right, which you don't get these days. And, you know, I've been lucky enough to be around in South Africa right until Nani was around 94 years old. And in those times when she used to go down to the temple and things, and even at any given time when I was at my mom's place, I would hold her hand. Oh, you should do it, right? And I was lucky that I am so unlucky in the sense where I can't be there right now to my Nana. But anyway, Nani, all I'd like to say is that I know your place is up there in heaven, and you know, I will really miss you, and you've really been an inspiration all these years. And you know, there were times where, although I'm like so much older and things, she'd still have that she used to give me, but even though I was like much older and things. But anyway, I'd like to wish her so well in her journey, and I miss everybody, and yeah, we'll talk again. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Anita's eldest child, Aman Gajraj. Some time now he's in New Zealand, and his family left some time ago as well. But I noticed that one of his daughters is here, the senior one. So when I saw her, I said, at least you're representing the Aman family. And Aman himself is filled with so much of the milk of human kindness. This room we got it from his granny, and he was awake 2 o'clock in the morning, and he spoke to him. So that goes to show how much of love is got for his granny. Ladies and gentlemen, we got people coming over now to offer the flowers. So while they are doing that, I will be chanting, and we can tell them those who want to join me and do so. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Sri Krishna Govinda, Hare Murari, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva, Sri Krishna Govinda, Hare Murari, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva, Sri Krishna Govinda, Hare Murari, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva, Sri Krishna Govinda, Hare Murari, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva, Sri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Ram, 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 Sri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Ram. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, 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 Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Om in a few minutes, we are going to bring our baby to the entertainer. At that time, I wanted you to, as you wake up, to chant Ram and Satyate until the body is concentrated. The first family members will come with me into the entertainer. We have to perform some more rituals here for the Antyeshwar Sanskar, including the Havan movement. Right, so we will get in there, and so for those of you who have come from far and wide, we wish you a safe journey home. And we also want to thank you for having come to the Antyeshwar Sanskar of the late Phoolmathie. The family is very thankful that you are there. You are helping me to make this Antyeshwar Sanskar possible, and going forward, if you really do in the name of Phoolmathie, then you are also doing chanting on the bottom of our heart. Those words come from Ashwin and his family. So in a short while, we will go into the antechamber again, and we will make a move. So you will chant with me as we will make a move. Right? And remember, one day we also are going to go into a chamber like this. So whatever we can do for the benefit of the soul, let's do it. Okay? Ram Ram Satye, 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 Ram Ram Satye,
Come next, buddy.
Ram Ram
Come forward. Stay forward. Anybody wants to offer the last one? Anybody for flowers?
I want to compliment the family members who listened to me, and I told them not to scream out and cry. Cry within, sob within, because we are very happy with how to live in each other. So they obey and be happy for that, all of you. Ram Nam Satye, 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 Ram Nam Satye. Okay, you all can take your position. Ram Nam Satye, Ram Nam Satye, Ram Nam Satye. Ram, just bring it on the food and put what you did here, and then you go over. Take your head back in the first Ram Nam Satye, Ram Nam Satye, Ram Nam Satye,